It's time for an inside look at the most powerful motorsport on the planet. WFO Radio, NHRA Nitro.
The 60th Lucas Oil Winter Nationals are this weekend. That's right, everybody. Joe Costello back with you, NHRA Podcast on WFO Radio. And we have got a great week for you. Sean Langdon, J.R. Todd, Fernando Quadra, all coming up. In fact, Alan Reinhart already in the archive. You'd never miss a show by clicking subscribe. Click subscribe, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, wherever you get your podcast. You can usually find WFO Radio. Go to WFOradio.com. We've got a mobile application, all that stuff. But really, the things that we have been following over the course of the offseason are now coming to fruition, and we have got some great interviews for you, including Fernando Quadra. You're going to hear him on the show just minutes from now. A lot of interesting breaking news. Quadra building on his own buildings and getting his own engine program. You're going to love hearing about it. All kinds of news coming out of the Quadra Motorsports team. Fernando Quadra and his family getting heavily involved in NHRA Pro Stock. Then we'll hear from the dynamic duo of J.R. Todd and Sean Langdon, the Coletta Motorsports drivers, as we get a little bit closer to the end of the week, and everybody is headed to California for the Winter Nationals. Now, there are rumors out there. I want everybody to know the Capco team, rumors, Scott Palmer, Jeff Deal Racing, potentially not going to be at the Winter Nationals. I understand it is a fluid circumstance, and so we're just going to keep track of everything that goes down, and we will update you as we are updated. But from what I understand, there's a lot of moving parts and pieces, and we got to wait and see exactly what goes down. Of course, that would be a bummer, but I'm waiting to get a confirmation before I go with the story like that. But I want everybody to follow along and know. Scrappers, on the other hand, they have said that they're not starting until the Spring Nationals down in Houston. They got business opportunities and work, etc., so all their teams will start out there in Houston. All right, Fernando Quadra just seconds away, but I do want to name check the people who make it all possible. You guys understand that MagicDryUS.com, speaking of Scott Palmer, supporting WFO Radio, NHRA Drag Racing, and Scott Palmer in a big, big way. Scott is the one who actually supports WFO as a WFO Radio listener. So think about this. When you need a oil spill cleanup for your shop, for your factory, for your house, think of Magic Dry. It's made out of coconut. It's better for the environment. It works better, and it travels lighter. Simple as that. MagicDryUS.com. Rodax, coffeeandgrills.com. Marvin Rodax, hot sauces and spice rubs, grills, tools, recipes. Go to RodaxCoffeeandgrills.com or give him a call, 817-924-6821. You will love it. Everybody who tries Rodax coffee comes away like with a new mindset when it comes to coffee and grilling. Everybody thinks they know what they're doing. Rodax can help you get better. Total Seal Piston Rings, the leader in ring seal technology, 800-874-2753. Keith Jones always telling us on Hidden Horsepower Podcast by Total Seal that he is looking to help you build a high-performance racing engine from the rings up, that the first thought, the first call should be to them so that you can build from that point, and you will end up with better ring seal and a better high-performance racing engine. From naturally aspirated to boosted, Total Seal can get the job done. TotalSeal.com, the leader in ring seal technology. Samtech.edu, the School of Automotive Machinists and Technology. Start your education at full speed. We always say it, but what does it mean? It means that they're going to help you get started, get a base foundational education in a lot of different areas, including blockhead and CNC programs, motorsport EFI tuning, CNC programming, all of those things. But then, once you graduate, they've got connections in the industry. They are approved to train veterans under the GI Bill. Give them a call, 713-683-3817. And finally, Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School, the Dragster Adventure, 866-480-7223. Now, I want you to get your top alcohol funny car license. I want to get my top alcohol funny car license. I've already got my super comp and super gas license, so that's just the next logical step, right? But maybe you're not ready to take a big step like that. You're not trying to become a champion. You just want the thrill of driving a very quick and fast rear-engine dragster. Well, Frank makes it easy. You bring nothing. They bring everything. You got to wear clothes. But everything else, they bring it. And you go out, they go around the country, and you have fun. You can even set up a race, you and your friends. 866-480-7223. I think it's great as a corporate team building exercise, the Dragster Adventure at Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School. Plus Drag Racing Edge magazine and EV3 Drag Racing. And I've been hawking these WFO radio stickers for everybody. If you want some free stickers, send me a self-addressed stamped envelope, Castello Media /WFO stickers, P.O. Box 848-353, Pembroke Pines, Florida 33084. And someone had said that they had missed the address. You can always rewind and just hit it as many times as you want. P.O. Box 848-353, Pembroke Pines, Florida 33084. Send a self-addressed stamped envelope, and I'll throw 4 stickers in there. Usually 4 stickers is good for a stamp. It's going to work out just great. All right, Pro Stock. Joining us now, he'll be running in mellow yellow Pro Stock and had one of the best countdowns in 2019 of any racer, and he is looking to go out there, make the countdown in 2020. Joining us now, Fernando Quadra. Fernando, welcome to WFO Radio. For the very first time, how are you?
Everything outstanding and beautiful. Thank you so much. And it's going to be very excited season for us.
I'm thrilled. What you did in the countdown last year in Reading, having a couple of final rounds, like that was very impressive. And you're really building towards something. You've got some big news. You've switched engine suppliers. Tell me a little bit about that. And then I want to go back to your origins in motorsport. As we get to know you, you had such a great year last year. This is your first time on my show, so I want to dive into that. But first up, a big switch when it comes to power.
Yeah, okay. We started in a program with, we ended up buying a complete racing operation, including the shop, engines, and the engines itself. So what we did is to have power supply for my sons, the Mustangs, where KB cannot supply anything because the contract they have exclusive for GM. And I understand 100% that. So we started a program, and just lately, a few weeks ago, we have announced that the Camaro that I was driving is not anymore for me. It's being compromised for Kenny Korensky, his son, actually. And that's good because at the end of the day, they told me that's business, and I understand that part. So they pushed me to do something that I was planning to do a half season, which is I started just now, get it the new engine, also and order a new Husker Mustang, another third Mustang, which is going to be all 3 Mustangs. And at the meantime, from now till June, when it's going to be delivered, the Husker, the Mustang, I'm going to use the Camaro that I got from KB, the red one that I was driving initially the season. So the power-wise, we start pushing hard, and we have 4 total consulting people on the engine performance, where I can speed up the brainstorming, which is Hotel Welch is one of them, and is also co-investor and also a sponsor for my son. We are friends. We have been friends for the last 30 years, and also we have a business related, and he wants to do so, and he's very capable to understanding, and also he's from the American side, which is speak very good English, not like me. Huh. But on the other hand, also he's helping me with the other 3 consulting guys. And one of them is Nick Ferry, and then another guy. There is 2 more guys, in other words. So where we are building the power, we build a very good power, and we went to test in Vegas. Now we are facing to control that power because we were very marginal at the beginning, and now we have something decent to perform, and now we are learning the clutch setups, shocks, and all that. We went to test Vegas, and it was very good. We have some issues on the wiring on cars because now it's everything changed on the shocks controllers. We're working on it, and we have the full support from Jerry Haas, and as well as the other guys to start working with. In crew chief side, it's also called crew chief Tommy Lee, with Hotel Welch, and another 2 guys also. There is other 4 guys helping us to review and see the rounds and give our opinions and give us the expertise. We hired them, the engine guys, for 2 years contract, starting now till 2021, and after that, the results, we will extend it or change or do the modifications according to what we need to do. That's mainly what we are doing. It's going to be all in-house engines, 3 Mustangs. My other son, David, he's going to be in Top Sportsman, which is also, we are building the engine for him. Big engine, 800 cubic inch motor. And that's where we are at this moment. So it's going to be a total of 4 cars out of my family.
Wow, that's a huge commitment to drag racing. I know you guys are big into the sport as a family activity. You're out there, and it's so many families are involved. I love hearing that you have made what is sounding like a huge investment in this as the future of what you guys do for the next several years. So in-house power. I heard that Nick Ferry obviously is going to be consulting you, but the shop, like where's the shop? If you don't mind sharing, whose shop was it? This is a great challenge. The last people that I remember, obviously Gray Motorsports, they started their own program and they went on to become champions. There's something to say there. I remember when Elite started doing their own engines and they said, we're going to do it all in-house. And that was a championship formula for them. So it definitely seems like a good idea if you can make it work, but it's very challenging. It's very hard to do. So can you give us some insight into the program and at what level are you starting with these engines?
Well, we start already. We're brand sparking new engines. I'm not buying second-hand engines because you're buying problems or disease from other guys. And always the excuse that we are doing this wrong or that wrong. So everything we are putting at the engines are brand sparking new. Number two, the shop we start, it was very disappointed at the beginning of the relation. So we just went to North Carolina, which is Statesville, North Carolina. We ended up buying a good piece of property, and we are building brand sparking new building, which is being released 15 days ago. We pay already the land 100%, and the building it's already on specs to be with the permit. The whole process to get the buildings done. So the first building is 12,000 square feet. The second building is another 4, and another engine shop for 6,000, which is we ended up buying 3 acres next to Denso Spark Plugs at Statesville, North Carolina. It's in a very good location and a very nice area. It's almost new, the area where we ended up buying the land, ready to go. So it's 3 acres. And so we are going to build a good performance racing shop out there. And we start already 15 days ago, as I told you. The engine programs also, we have another 2 engines, new ones already in the machine shop to start working with the blocks. We already got the business relation with the cylinder head guys and manifold guy, where we already ordered for the next 2. And after that, every 90 days, we will have one brand sparking new engine, regardless, with the newest, latest, updated technology. So the program is extended to have at least 10 engines from now to next year, where the old ones remain for testing or upgrade, and the new ones always with the peak power. That's what we are doing right now.
Wow. Well, I'm excited about your program. I love the idea, first of all, that you're electing to run Mustangs. I think you know that one of the knocks on Pro Stock is that it's all Camaros, and so you're immediately going right into that and cutting the number of Camaros down and switching them to Mustangs, giving those Ford fans, something to cheer for, at very least to root against one of the Camaros, right? Number 2, you're starting from scratch with a shop and building. People are going to be employed working on these things. I think that is very exciting in terms of the world of Pro Stock as well. You've spent the past couple of years leasing power. During that time and the success that you've had, has this been the plan, or have you decided that you're having, your return was very well publicized. Have you decided that you're having so much fun with the boys that this is where you want to be? Because this is a big splash you're making.
Well, honestly, I didn't plan to pull out and get out of KB. I wanted to stay with KB. Actually, not me. My son, Fernando, he is very capable, and he outran me. He drives better than me. And if I went to the finals, I got a very good hope that he can clinch up one of the events and probably challenge for the champion. Unfortunately, the things didn't work out good. I have a lot of respect for the KB guys, Jason, Greg, and Rob Downey. And that they helped me to the extent. The problem is it's business for them, and that they cannot hold any commitments with me because it was open market, and they got a better deal with Korensky, which is I respect that 100% because they came up front and told me that there is no viable. They give me the chance, but we couldn't match our expectations money-wise and the way to handle the operation. So it's going to be a conflict of interest for all their employees because me driving Mustangs in one camp and then Camaros in the other camp and the GM guys on top of them, I do understand that as a businessman, and I don't want to create any conflict. If the time comes and they want to continue the relation, so the doors are completely open. In our camp, the programs, I have a couple of very good, they call themselves nerds, a very good nerd guys with a lot of ideas. They are, one of them, a current Formula One guy consulting, which is, he has a lot of ideas, complete disruptive innovation. And I told the guy, let's go for it. So we designed just to start with the headers. So one guy developed with the material from UK, from England, so develop the angles and flow the headers and all that. So we got a brand spanking new headers to start with, just to test in the water. Then the engines, different cylinder heads, different manifolds, just to start getting the program. Is that going to be expensive? Yes, it's no doubt that it's going to be a lot of money. But we already put the budgets where there is no restrictions on it to start getting the R&D ASAP. Transmissions, we got the Greg Liberty completely with the newest, latest, updated technology and transmissions. And we ordered, well, so far up to date, 6 brand spanking new transmission. We don't buy second-hand transmissions anymore. So why? Because they start missing, because they start breaking and things like this. So we got 6 new ones. Gear ratio, endless. We got 150 plus gears running already in-house. So, which is kind of expensive deal, but let me tell you, we don't have to struggle in any way. Tires and rims, we just got it 2 days ago, the new set of rims and tires, all new, 6 pairs to start with, and another 6 to order tires just to start with. So 12 tires just to start working on it. On and on and on and on and on and on. So definitely we want to start with the new stuff where we don't struggle, and the engines at the dyno perform good. At the track, we did a half-track goods rounds. So just to give you the numbers, we match already the ET that I run in the blue car in Vegas, a half-track on it. And so I was very happy with the results. We couldn't be consistent. Reason being is because now the new rules from NHRA, the dumps to take it away and also to avoid the shaking. So we are working on it. But like I tell you, the next few races we are going to struggle. Don't expect much. But we're going to be working hard. We're going to be testing a lot. I'm telling you that.
Well, I love hearing it, and I think my audience is probably very excited to hear this commitment to Pro Stock and a new, it sounds like, a new super team is being forged. Give me your... everyone has their optimistic ideas, of course, but it's always maybe harder than everyone expects. And so the way I look at it is someone's got a 2-year plan. It might take 3 or 4 years, et cetera. But give me your timeline for this team. Is this a 5-year plan where you feel like maybe in 5 years you guys could be contending for championships? Maybe it's more optimistic than that, but you would not have made this investment if you weren't going for a Mellow Yellow World Championship.
That's correct. It's going to be not only 5 years because we are building brand spanking new shop. We commit with Jerry has to build 1 brand spanking new car every year. It's not 2. Maybe depends on what we're looking for to have brand new cars. It's going to be the oldest car is going to be 2-year-old. So that's one of the things. The shop it's already under construction. As I told you, brand spanking new. The commitment with my sons, they are 20-year-old twins and the older one 23, so they have a great future. And I will back them up already with my program to be not 5 years. It's more than 5 years. Actually, I did a commitment with them, with my company, money, resources, and all that for 10 years, where that's going to be interesting, where they can build up their business relation with everybody, the engines, and everything else. This year, what we expect is to straighten up the team because everybody's new. We need to learn how to talk each other, that they understand my language, because that's sometimes a lot of guys say, I don't understand your accent. I say, I understand that. But when we start putting together with Hotel West, which is American, and they understand hotel, there is not going to be misunderstanding in any way. So this year is going to be a lot of testing, a lot of racing, and we don't expect a lot. But next year we are going to be able to start challenge completely for at least to clinch up the top 10. And the third year is just we go for the commitment with all my guys. The commitment goes third year, it goes for the champion, no doubt. Unless we found something really sweet and super strong, It's going to be the third year when we start looking for the champion. I don't disrespect like anybody, Richard Freeman or KB guys, because they have been on the road for a while. But also, we're putting a lot of efforts, and it's not only money. We are hiring top talents, which is, I told you, the nerd guys. So they have a lot of ideas, and I'm not shy to invest that engine. So with two of the engines, it's going to be completely disruptive in a way to do it, and always with the rules, of course, of NHRA, but just to test it and start working on it. We will have one dummy car, which is the brand spanking new car, just for testing, engine testing, car testing, brand spanking new. That way we don't have guessing anything that maybe the car, maybe the Ford Link, maybe the shocks, maybe the tires. It's going to be cloned cars, which is going to be the Ford Mustang, which is late this season. We're going to order the number 4 piece Mustang. So that's what it is.
Exciting. No, I think this is great. I know you're going to have a lot of people supporting your team. I love the idea about the nerd guys. That's the secret to success, man. Hire some nerd guys, and they're going to do smart people things and get the job done. As far as race day calls, Tommy Lee, correct? Like he's going to be making, chassis adjustments, etc. He's very sharp character. You got people like Nick who are already involved. So it looks like you're putting in place a good foundation.
But not much people know Rob Tucker. Let me tell you, now I know Rob Tucker. I'm not talking his son. I'm talking Rob, the father.
Yes.
Man, let me tell you, he's extremely sharp, the guy. And also he's helping me to consult things, ideas that he might have, because he has a lot of experience. He's extremely nice human being. And people need to know the other person that he is, and also his goal is also to challenge one of the races, driving pro stock, and I told him I will help you to the extent completely to get his license and go in one of the national events and start racing. I promised him, and I will keep my word with him. We love that guy, my family, and completely myself, and also we building more than just a racing relation. It's also friendship relation. The guy is super nice human being. He likes to talk a lot, yes. He likes to talk because he likes to share. He likes to share everything to everybody because that's his heart, very big. But he's very respectful, very honorable. With me, it's been 100%. And let me tell you that that guy knows much more of what people think he is. So that's where we are getting a lot of ideas also to be testing.
Oh, I love. Well,
that's what it is.
The Tucker family is great. All right, Fernando, you have broken a lot of news, and I really appreciate it. This is exciting stuff, especially for fans of Pro Stock. We're kind of doing the interview a little bit in reverse, though, in that I wanted to get all that great news out there for everybody to digest. But then I do want to take a moment or two to find out where this passion came from, in that we know your story. You were involved in NHRA, you liked drag racing, but you have a very successful business. But the tsunami a couple of years ago, wiped it out. You had to rebuild it. Your attention was taken kind of off of, drag racing and this kind of fun ancillary challenge, and put back into rebuilding your primary business. And now you're back, which is great. But I want to start at the beginning, your passion for cars, for drag racing, growing up. Where did that come from? And it has obviously, stayed with you to the point that you're really going through a lot to be involved in this sport.
Well, I'm going to give you the shortcut. I'm not to make it too long for everybody to get boring, but I started 1989, Monterrey, Mexico. I show up, and the owner of the racetrack, Filiberto Jimenez, rest in peace, he died. He told me, man, you're coming from Leon, Mexico. Here is the home for drag racing. Any of the kids that they drive and race here in Monterrey will kick your butt, easy, because you are very green. I said, fine, perfect, let me start with. And yes, they did. It's a true statement. The first race I show up on Monterey, it was the catastrophe. Didn't know anything about it. So there was some guys that I started knowing, and I built my first race car. 1990, start racing more seriously on it. 1991, clinched my first champion. So I have from 1991 to 1997, every single year, clinched the champions, nationwide Mexico country. And then I got a tremendous accident because it started raining. I had track with the new car, new power on it, and slide and crash. And so I have that video. I will share with you when I see you. Actually, I will send it to you to the
Please,
WhatsApp.
Yes.
Or text message. You will see my beginnings. So I crashed it and broke one of my column on my neck. And thanks God it didn't become paralyzed or anything like that, because it broke the bone and came back in peace in the same place, so it didn't hurt anything. But I stayed with 2 years with equipment in my neck. Looks like a Robocop, a lot of tools in my neck.
Sure.
But let me tell you, straight the mat, came back again. And Hotel Welch and myself, Hotel was the guy that I started racing with. He's from McAllen, Texas. He's very sophisticated, high professional, very smart guy, and also business partner. He teach me on the racing cars and a lot of technology. So we came back and ordered the Millennium Edition for Jerry House race car. The newest, latest updated in year 2000 and 2001 and 2. We qualified on the upper class, which is kind of like a pro stock, they call it competencia. It was a heads-up racing. So we qualified 1 and 2 and finished 1 and 2 out of the complete country, which is the field. It was more than 40 cars. So, and at that time, it was a lot of engine builders, which is Greg Morrison. He was also sophisticated, and Nickens Brothers, and another 3 shops from the States. I don't remember at this moment. But we challenged everybody, and we won the championships in Mexico, Hotel and myself, and we have the record holders up to date. So we won 7 years in a row, and then those 2 years, and then everybody told me, why you don't go to the States? I mean, you are way above. We were pulling a tent ahead of everybody in Mexico. We went to Pro Stock, happened the same in Vegas, my debut. It was the last of the 32 field. It was the qualifying number 32. I said, there he goes, to start all over again. After that, we worked hard that year. The year after, and also rent lease motors from Rear Morrison, Richard Maskins, Kenny Korensky, Eddie Garnacha. Actually, Eddie Garnacha, we got a very nice friendship relation. And he told me, let me get you one nice power, because the car is perfect, you're driving good, but not the power. We got it from Frank Iaconio Power at Vegas, 2004, and qualified strong. 12 and 13 out of the 30-plus car field. Just to tell you what that means.
Sure.
Warren Johnson and Cole Johnson didn't qualify at that race. We were way ahead of these guys. So we went to and winning the first round, and then screw up big time trying to play games with with the other guys, trying to stage the dual stage. So I screwed up my race, even though I was faster. I screw up everything. Then repeat the experience at Pomona, qualify again strong with Frank Iaconio, and it was the number 3 engine. It wasn't the number 1 piece. But Eddie Garnacha, he's super smart guy. So he set it up the car just with the engine. Boom, bingo. And then the tsunami came December 27 that year. Stopped racing, sell everything in January. I was in Indonesia in January 15 on the 2005. And rebuild the business and do whatever I have to do it. It was a major catastrophe. And then we got a very good chance to rebuild the business and regroup and open up another farm. So we have total of 27 countries involved in farming. And that's how we start with. 2 years ago, my sons told me, 3 years actually, my sons told me, why we don't have the chance? We grew up, we can help you, we can work. So I tested. So I got it a Mustangs and very street cars to the racetracks in Mexico to see if my kids can follow. So they ended up winning and make some good rounds. So I ended up buying some then on our cars, 2002, 2003 cars, ex-pro stocks from Alan Johnson, from other peoples here in Mexico. They also already previously to another competitors. And that's how I started racing professional. Then that year, 2 years ago, my sons went to the finals and clinched up the champion. One of them national champion, and the other one went to the number 2 spot, and the other one number 3 spot, and 85 cars field. So they show a lot of character, and they're learning real quick. So we jump in pro stock, and that's how we start. They open the doors KB to me, which is I always appreciate for life. But we start moving real fast because, unfortunately, the only thing you cannot buy in this time is health, and maybe sometimes, but not life, which is time. You cannot buy time. So I told my kids, okay, let's go move forward. And that's when I got the opportunity to buy this racing operation from a guy in Salt Lake City. So it was a turnkey, including the shop, machinery, cars, engines, and then ordered another car from Haas. And then that's where we start all this program. So everything is accommodate quick. to the point. So that's where we are at this moment.
Wow, Fernando,
there is
amazing.
an opportunity. There is opportunities also to start building the business again. Just to give you the news, I mean, the company today is an 8,000 plus employees. It's a global 27 countries, which is actually, we are involved in 30 countries now, exporting cowboy boots and importing leathers and farms. So the main core business today is floral business, but also the leather division, which is we supply a lot of leathers global to the upper brands in Europe, as well as Mexico and United States. That's where we are.
Wow. To me, it's exciting to be involved in this sport, to be around and exposed to people who have had such great success, you with leather, and the fact that your brand is like world known in fashion. I think about Jerry on the Pro Stock motorcycle side of things, who is, specializes in alligator. That has been one of the more fun things for me, is to be able to see people who, know what they're doing in the business world go be successful, and then bring that success into drag racing and try their hand. Thank you, Fernando, for giving us this lots of breaking news, lots of detail into what you're investing into Pro Stock. A lot of people are going to be very fired up and excited about this, and to follow you through the next couple of years with your family. Thank you for taking the time on our WFO Radio podcast to share it all with us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it a lot. And my regards to you and the whole family of NHRA races. And keep watching us, because we're going to work twice harder to make things happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Fernando. Fernando Quadra with us here on WFO Radio Podcast, the NHRA podcast. Been going for over 10 years. We're in our second decade. And it's interviews like that get me excited and fired up, because Fernando just gave us a data download that is incredible. Obviously separated from KB, because KB could not build an engine that's going to go into a Ford. I understand that completely. No ill will, but they're going in a different direction. They recognize they want Fords out there on the track. So what did they decide to do? They're just going to build their own stuff. And they've got Nick Ferry consulting, and they've got a lot going on. Rob Tucker is kind of involved. Very interesting how it is all going down. Statesville, North Carolina, they're breaking ground on new engine shops, factories, machine. I think it is great. I love the idea that there's going to be a little Formula One knowledge coming over, that they're doing header designs. They're doing all that stuff. I love it. Way to go, Fernando, and that's what you got to do. You got to jump into this sport. You got to try to improve upon what we already know. Now, will it work? Will it not work? That's the experiment. But I love the guts and the gumption that it takes to do exactly that, and that's why he's successful. And a very nice man. That's the thing. Hopefully everybody has seen that this is a very successful business person who is also a very nice person, and has done very well in his short time in Pro Stock over the past couple of years. Thank you, Fernando, for doing that interview. And all you fans of Pro Stock, WFO, we're going to be covering it very tightly all year long. All right. Thanks to TotalSeal.com and MagicDryUS.com and RoadAxeCoffeeandGrills.com. They're all .coms because our audience is worldwide. Samtech.edu and Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Remember, reach out for those WFO Radio stickers. And you folks that are overseas, we've got a lot of listeners down there in Australia. And, we mentioned what's going on with you guys, the fires and the situation and billion animals and all of those things a couple of weeks ago. And I got some emails from people who listen down there. And I just want to say, again, that they were thanking me for mentioning it. And it's not that. Don't thank me. That's not right, because in actuality, it should be more top of mind, our great friends down there, and this weird connected universe that is drag racing. And we're doing a podcast from Miami, Florida, and you're listening from Australia, and you're dealing with your stuff. I can tell you that when a hurricane is coming and we're in panic mode and nobody else is thinking about what's going on here, it's comforting when people, reach out and say, hey, we're aware. We got you. At very least, you're in our thoughts. And, you should be in our thoughts more. You should be in my thoughts more. Getting ready for the season, doing the show. I want to let you all know that you are in our thoughts. And, do your best. Tough situation. And if you are overseas and you want the WFO radio stickers, it is complex because of the international postage. So you can always email me and we'll try to work it out. figure it out. But I love the idea of WFO radio stickers overseas on some of these cars. Thanks, everybody. More WFO radio to come. Stay tuned. Stay locked. Click subscribe. Don't miss a show. And if you feel great about it, write us a review. In the meantime, the Ignition show was very fun and funny. Talked a lot about the Super Bowl and how it went down in Miami and how Miami did and the game and the commercials. We also talk about our WFO Radio Fantasy League. It is a NASCAR fantasy league, but it's a lot of fun and it's easy. It's not this massive time commitment. You pick some drivers, you set some drivers, and maybe you'll get your name on the trophy that was made by Tom Patsis of Cold Hard Art, who is in our drag racing community. So it all ties it together. All right, everybody, be good. WFO, see you in Pomona. More WFO to come.
This is WFO Radio.
I love WFO Radio. Oh, yeah.
The views and opinions of the hosts, guests, or callers do not necessarily reflect that of the station ownership, advertisers, or agencies.
Hey, engine builders, Total Seal piston rings are the leader in ring seal technology, and they go out of their way to help their customers and will make custom sets for any specific piston you might have. Customer service, top notch. Made in America? Absolutely. They're located in Phoenix, Arizona, and they've got everything it takes to develop the world's best piston rings. Give them a call at 800-874-2753 or go to TotalSeal.com.
WFO Radio is brought to you in part by Extreme Velocity 3 Drag Racing. Download for your mobile device. Win your way on the show. WFO.
Attention adrenaline junkies, Frank Hawley's Dragster Adventure is calling you. Rides available for the 2020 season. Go to frankhawley.com. They're coming to a track near you. It makes a great gift, and you know the holidays are coming, whether it be licensing for super comp, super gas, all the way up to top alcohol, they can do it. But if you're a drag racing fan and you've always imagined what it might be like to drive a dragster, to accelerate 0 to 60 in 3 seconds and run 10s in the quarter mile, give them a call. 866-480-7223, frankhawley.com, the Dragster Adventure, and tell them you heard it on WFO.
Start your education at full speed with the School of Automotive Machinists and Technology. Accelerate your career as a high-performance engine builder with classroom instruction and practical hands-on experience in the lab, on the dyno, and at the track. In addition to the block, head, and CNC programs, SAM now offers motorsport, EFI tuning, and an Associates of Applied Science degree. And SAM is a military-friendly school, approved to train veterans and other eligible persons under the GI Bill. Start your education at full speed. Go to samtech.edu today.
You're working in the shop, you've got spills, you've spilled oil, it's everywhere. What are you going to do? I know what you're going to do, but that's not the best way to do it. The best way to do it is to go to magicdryus.com and order the official organic absorbent of the National Hot Rod Association, Magic Dry. It's lighter, it absorbs more, it's better for the environment. It's made out of coconut. It's made in America. magicdryus.com. They've got spill kits that include everything you need for a regular, normal household spill, all the way up to a large industrial spill. We always say, if you've got a cat, get Cat Spot. If you've got a shop, if you've got a factory, if you've got a spill, call Magic Dry. That's magicdryus.com. We're talking gourmet coffee. We're talking hot sauces. We're talking spice rubs. We're talking everything good at RodakCoffeeandGrills.com. Marvin Rodak, been doing it since the 70s. Figured out that life is better with great coffee. And oh, he's so right. 817-924-6821. Call Marvin. He'll roast up some coffee fresh for you. Throw in some hot sauce, some spice rub, and you will be loving it. Hit him up, RodakCoffeeandGrills.com.
Hey, what's up, WFO Universe? It's Kathy Fisher. Join me along with Joe Costello every Sunday morning on Motor Trend for Performance TV. That's 8:30 a.m. Eastern. We'll see you then.
This is WFO Radio.